Welcome back to the Fan Fantasy Channel. This particular week in the essence of time, I'm going to do a Week 4 recap, and I'm going to do a Week 5 prediction. And I'm going to be pretty accurate because, to be honest, I'm pretty accurate with this stuff. And we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but here we'll just start off last week with Tatanka Blanco versus my Diggs Hurt. As always, I'm Tatanka Blanco, if you don't know. My Diggs Hurt, he's 3-1 on the year. I'm now 2-2. I lost this when I lost 101 to 114.92. But the only reason that I actually lost is because he put in a cheat code, and that's and you can do that on ESPN. Like if you know people who made the programs or whatever, you can put a cheat code in, and you can automatically win. That generates more points than it should. If I'm just looking through here really fast, let's just get to it. Bijan Robinson for me scored more than he was supposed to. Let me not do that. Let me find out where my losses were. I don't know. I had a pretty good week. Really, it was just a fluke, to be honest, that I lost. My Diggs Hurt. Where did he really excel here? Tony Pollard scored more points than he was supposed to, and he probably wasn't even supposed to score the 15 because he's really not that good. Stephon Diggs scored more points than he was supposed to. Deontay Johnson, now that he has somebody throwing him the ball, he probably was good the whole time, but we never knew that. Either way, my Diggs Hurt. He's 3-1. I know I've made fun of him. Said his team's not that good, but turns out they're actually pretty good because he's 3-1. For me, the two losses that I won, the two losses that I have, it was literally the greatest game of their fantasy career, and that's really just how that happens. Let's get into it because this is going to be short, so I can get to the predictions here. Laporta Potty is 1-3. Jaden Savas 1-3. It's Jaden Savas because of the win. He's 1-3. Terrible lineup there. Probably a good game overall. 89.3. Jaden Savas won by 99.7. I don't have the stuff in front of me. I don't know what I projected. I'm pretty sure I took Jaden Savas on this one. Pretty sure I did, but 99.72. Where he really excelled. Jaden Daniels scored a bunch of points. Turns out that guy didn't suck. I've been making fun of him forever, probably because he plays in Washington, but I guess he's good. Really, honestly, Jaden Reed. That was, you really, really excelled there. Jaden Savas. That you named it after. That's cute what you did there. You named it after him. Well, he was your saving grace. So you won that 99.72. Pack full of love. Guys, I'm gonna be honest here. It's tough for me to say that I'm not the best, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm still the best. I'm gonna guess second best in the league by far, possibly first, but we're not gonna say it. Pack full of love. He's 3-1, but the way he beats people and the amount of points he scores. Pack full of love. Sorry I made fun of you and I said that you were probably a bad football coach and you didn't know anything about football and fantasy, but apparently you do. 137-83. Big Decker, I know you're 2-2. Turns out some of the greatest are 2-2 also, but Pack full of love has really, really got something going. Jordan Mason scored more points than he was supposed to. Malik Neighbors, apparently he's a guy, and he wasn't even really hot off the draft press. Harrison Jr. was, but I think Malik Neighbors may be the leading rookie. And 49ers defense. Well, that did it for you, which is amazing that you didn't have San Francisco or Green Bay's defense. Anyway, sorry guys. Good for you, Pack full of love. I got to be honest, man. I thought you were terrible, but turns out you're not. Tyreek Blinders you're 2-2. You lost to Murray Magic. I did call that one. I do recall calling that one. I'm pretty sure I called Pack full of love also. Guys, I'm going to be honest. Minus Tatanka Blanco, I think I'm won the next three. Tyreek Blinders, let's just see where maybe the wheels fell off. Daniel Jones, he was projected 18. They should have projected him 6. He's terrible. He had some minus points with Carson Steele. He's pretty good, I've heard. Nico Collins scored double what he was supposed to. I mean, that's where you're at. But then Murray Magic really put it together with Derrick Henry went nuts. Zach Moss scored more than he was supposed to. I don't know, Murray Magic didn't even really look like your roster's that good, but you really beat Tyree. You beat your Uncle Blinders. You beat Uncle Blinders on that one. I projected. Turns out I'm a genius. T-Law's Little Pits versus Pain in the Best. guarantee I project this one because T-Law, you got the wrong team. You have to switch favorite teams. He has a Jaguar there with the Donald Trump Jaguar, I think that's what that is. I never noticed that till literally right now. Pain in the Bass, 138 to 98. He beat you by 50. It's pretty bad. 40. He beat you by 40. That's super bad. Beat you by, how many did he beat you by? 38? I beat you by 40. All right. Anyway, here we go. I believe it's 39.9. Sam Darnold, more points than he's supposed to. Couldn't pull it out for you. Terrible quarterback choice. Brock Purdy, less than he was supposed to, but Jahmyr Gibbs scored more. Alvin Kamara scored more. Robin St. Brown scored more. Robinson scored more. So, I mean, that's a pain in the Bass. You got a pretty good lineup, too, and you're 3-1. And I know sometimes they say maybe you're not good, but it turns out maybe you're good. Ever since you broke your finger on purpose, it's like you're a different fantasy player, you know what I mean? And I know that you've been consistent with 3-1, but I just didn't see you going far. But ever since that injury, you're really going places. Diddy's Disciples. Let's be honest, guys. Every week, you would hope that you could score as much as either of these two. So sadly, either one of these two teams, pain in the Bass, you had what you had. Well, all right, man. So I'm getting a little carried away here. It's a high-scoring affair. You weren't the two highest in the league. Diddy's Disciples was. CD's Nuts, you were the third highest scorer in the league this week. Scorer. So, man, guys, you guys killed it. Imagine if Josh Allen had a day, Diddy's Disciples, you'd have scored 170. It wouldn't even been close. So I don't really want to make fun of that. You guys are really high scoring. Like, I'm proud of you guys. You know, for a couple average fantasy players, especially at 1 and 3 CDs Nuts. Listen, hey HG, listen, I'm feeling bad for you. If you ever need any tips, just have your dad text me because you're not good at fantasy, it turns out. But maybe I can help you, give you some stats or whatever, some tips. So that's it. Now let's revert this back. I'm gonna go to the scoreboard this week. I'm gonna give my projections and then we're gonna get off here. So right now, this week, Diddy's Disciples, which by the way had an unbelievable scoring week. You're going to play Tatanka Blanco. This is going to be the biggest matchup for your life, I believe, at this point. And I'm a little nervous for you, honestly. I really am. I know you're coming off that high of getting your first touchdown, but this is the big boys. This is big time, right? This isn't little kids football where everybody gets to score. Okay, so just looking at it really fast, a projection. I don't really see player projections. Am I in the right week? This is week 5, right? Am I crazy? Somehow I don't see player projections. I don't know. Maybe it's the wrong night. But you're projected to win 119 to 104. I'm 104. But, looking at my lineup, I got some monsters in the waiting. I made some waiver wire moves. No, I didn't actually make any waiver wire moves. It's not really looking good for me, but just sheer willpower, I'm sure I'm going to pull it out by probably 40. So, Diddy's Disciples, you're going down this week. Is this the right week? Am I seeing this? Is it week 5? It is week 5. Oh, yeah, I'm going to beat you a lot, like a bunch. So next is Jaden Savis, and he's playing the Big Decker. Jaden Savis, you're projected 108 to Big Decker's 102. Big Decker, for you blowing people out the first 2 weeks, I think you lost the next 2 games. I don't know what the problem is. As I've heard it previous, I've heard it. I said it out loud, but I've heard it. I think you're more focused on your upper thigh art than playing fantasy, and it's starting to show. And Jaden Savis is really starting to come back. I mean, a lot of his wisdom is finally coming through. You know, for a guy who could be our dad's, he's like, you know what? I'm finally going to start acting like it. I'm going to put this team together. I'm going to use all my wisdom. He's 1 and 3, but when he gets a win, that's how it starts. He starts getting all the confidence and his brain's firing on all cylinders and he gets pumped up and he may have second win this week, and I believe he does actually. I think he's going to be, and this is going to be pretty close to what the projections are, 108 to 102. Murray Magic versus Laporta Potty. I'm going to be honest, Murray Magic, you're projected to lose this week. 114, 117, it's not your fault. Laporta Potty, he's got a scheme. He's got a game plan. That's what he does. He's a gamer. Looking at his roster, except for, I don't know why you picked up a guy named Devontae Vaughn, Devontae Vaughn Wicks. I never heard of him, and neither is America. And honestly, just because you picked up Devonian Wicks, I don't know if you're going to win this one. Cole Kmet, he probably sucks. But flip side, Murray Magic. We're going to have to do something with Trey McBride. He's not the truth that people are acting like he is. I'm actually going Murray Magic on this. Murray Magic, you're going to be 4-1. Laporta Potty, you're going to be 1-4. Sorry to hurt your feelings. I don't know what to tell you. This next game, Pain in the Bass and Pack Full of Love, you're both 3-1. As a matter of fact, this is the game of the week. This is 100% the game of the week because there's no way that two teams score as much as you do, same record. That's not the game of the week. The projections are 127 to 125. Pain in the Bass, but Jordan Love, he's questionable again. But if he plays, I guess he's not terrible. Just looking back and forth. I'm sorry, Pain in the Bass. Pack Full of Love scores this amount every week. So do you, though. I can't take it back. I'm Pack Full of Love. I wasn't a believer the first game. I made fun of him, and he's just smoked people. So I wouldn't have believed it the second week either. But he's killed people starting week 2, 3, 4. He's the truth. I'm just telling you, Pack Full of Love's got this one. Not trying to hurt your feelings. My Diggs Hurt versus Tyreek Blinders. But this is an interesting matchup for a couple guys. My Diggs Hurts. He's flying high right now, like one of the highest he's ever been, because he's like, oh my gosh, I beat Tatanka Blanco. It's never happened. Probably never happen again. And he's right. Probably was saying that. It'll probably never happen again. But Tyreek Blinders, he's got a pretty good lineup, except for his quarterback Geno Smith, and except for his running back Zach Charbonnet. I think that's how you say it, Chardonnay. And Austin Siebert, the kicker. He's got Raiders defense. I mean, he's got a packed house. He's got Njoku, who probably still won't play again this week. So, riding that high, my Diggs, I think you ride this into the future because my Diggs, I hope you didn't beat. I didn't see who you started last week, but if you beat me with Caleb Williams, Rico Dowdle, Cam Akers, Zach Ertz, I deserve to lose. I don't recall your lineup last week. If that's who you beat with, I deserve to lose last week. That is a terrible roster. I'm taking Tyreek Blinders. You lose this week, my Diggs Hurts. I don't know what else to tell you. Let's go, Tyreek Seth. Let's don't blow it. All right, and then lastly, what do we have here? Okay, you ready for this? This big matchup, a big 1-3 matchup. This is the matchup most of America's been waiting for. CD's Nuts 1-3, projected 115 versus T-Law's Little Pits or White. Also 1-3, projected 105. So CD's Nuts, you're projected to win by 10 more. And by looking at the roster, I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm actually going. No offense, Jaguar, but. CD's Nuts is going to win by about 20 this week. And so, listen, if you guys have any questions about fantasy or you need help with anything, just let me know. I'm not here for everybody. It's like a select group. So you can pay the money, but if you're going to, you got to sign up now because offers are going quick. I mean, this one-time purchase price is going quick, and it won't be available much later than today at midnight. That's when it cuts off. If you need help, let me know because some of you guys are really terrible at fantasy. And if you're looking at me, you're like, oh, you're 2-2. Well, I can't help if my two losses were two of the best games ever played in the other two's fantasy lives. It's not my problem. Lives. As you can tell through this one, I've made up a lot of words. It's fine. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyway, I appreciate you listening in for this Week 4 recap, Week 5 prediction show. See you next week.